this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the homie Big Hank, huh? It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. The Roy Anthony Show. And it's featuring the co-host Big Hank. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast. Everybody tune in, you dig it? It's funny as hell, my dude. It's where we can kick it. Everything is going down. They about to do the most. It ain't a confrontation, it's a conversation, homie. Yo, on the weekends, Roy Anthony.
What it do? What it do? What it do? How you doing there, Miss Cynthia Joi?
Blessed by the best, baby. How you doing? Matter of fact, let me hit you with it. Good morning, Sugarfoot Sweet Face.
That's part. I saw you smile when I put it in the back chat. What's up, Sugar Cinnamon Lips?
How you doing, Sugar? How was your weekend?
Well, you know what? I can't complain. Friday, my teenage son, he had graduated, and walked across the stage June the 9th. Okay. And so he wanted to go down to Vegas and, just parlay until he was ready. And about 6 or 7 weeks in, he called me. He was like, "Dad, I'm ready." So he came in Friday evening, and I'm in the verge of trying to buy a house. And man, trying to buy a house is harder than buying a car. The house don't move. I can see if it's a car.
Right.
I done turned in every form. I just thank God I've all the years taxes, this and that, and it's always my credit score. Because if you never use credit, your credit score comes down low a little bit, and so we got in one of our returning guests. She's been coming in for the past week. We're gonna bring her in. She's in the background. How you doing there, Miss Ramonda Robinson?
Hey, boo. How are you?
Hi. Yeah. Grand risings to you, Queen and King. How are you?
Blessed by the best.
Fine, thank you.
Doing,
she sound all proper.
I'm done with you. It's too early.
Hey, before we get too carried away and stuff, I want to give Big Hank is back in the hospital.
Oh.
And Richie King is going to be coming in. I told Big Hank that I would be praying for him. He went to see the doctor yesterday, and they kept him in the hospital. And so he called me, texted me this morning, and I told him that we'd be praying for him. We're going to say a prayer on the show too as well, So before we get started, let's say a prayer for Big Hank real quick, Dear Father God, please forgive me of all my sins, everything I've said, done, or thought. Do the same for the ladies, dear Father, Lord, and anybody else is agreeing and touching in. I ask you for a special prayer for Big Hank. Lord, you know what's going on. Bless his health from the top of his head to the soles of his feet. Please watch over him and strengthen his body. And in your name of your son, Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Thank you.
Yeah, Richie King's going to come in. He's going to do a Native American prayer, how they pray and stuff. And, that concerns me. Sometimes I don't like to stress or worry and stuff. I have an elderly mother and kids, and I really don't like to, I'm a person who likes to deliver good news or nothing. I'm not a person who really likes to deliver bad news. I have a cousin in my family, and it seems like every time someone dies or something, she calls. So it be where when she calls, she's like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm really reluctant to answer her phone call because every time I look up, you're the one delivering bad news,
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes we as artists and just daily people coming on here, we use this platform to have a conversation. We call it the Roy Anthony Show, but we pride ourselves, of having a conversation. When we started, me and Big Hank started from day one since 2018. Um, he's been like a security blanket with me. Both of us was from the streets, and and I got so much respect for him, and especially for y'all. Everybody I deal with, I consider it family. But sometimes you got, I know life isn't patty cakes. We know that. And as artists and just good living people, we go through things, but we got to play a poker face when we're in front of the crowd. There's been numerous of times I've done a comedy show and no one knew what was going on with me personally. Got the whole place crying, laughing. I'm even laughing along with them, but when I leave the stage, I got to go face it. The hardest comedy show I ever did and tore the show up is 2 hours prior, I found out that my father died. But I'm a man of my word, so I kept my commitment. It was so hard, and it was one of my best sets. People was crying, laughing, and I'm tearing up inside, you know. And so, um, the day show we had called it a subject. You ever been through that? Wait a minute. Before I go into that, how you been doing, Miss Cynthia Joy? I want to get into our credits and see how your host, my co-stars, is doing. How you doing, Miss Cynthia?
I'm good. Can't complain. It won't do no good anyway. So I'm
That
good.
part. I think that's a black folks anthem because I would go to work and the white guys be like, "Hey, bro, how you doing?" Well, man, I can't complain because if I
Right.
did, nobody would want to listen
Right.
and stuff. Well, that's blessing. And yourself, Miss Ramonda Robinson.
I'm doing better. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah.
when we can all live you know what I'm saying? Because I know none of us would want to be laying in a hospital. So I empathize with Big Hank.
Yeah.
I know he's probably
Absolutely.
watching the show and knowing that we love him. I love you, bro. You know, that's my brother. I mean, for real, I love him you know, like we came from the same womb,
Right.
and stuff, his family and just his actions, as heathen as I am, got me to start going to church somewhat. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah, the pastor anointed me to be like, hey, do keep doing what you're doing. Some of our ministry is not to be right there in the building, but
Right.
they need people like Dr. Williams and Big Hank. So there's a place where people can come. I'm the person who, like that sign, I'm pointing you. I'm, you know, why should I go? I ain't telling you to go. I'm telling you to have a relationship with God. But I'm gonna tell you what helps me and stuff is that this place, I know it helps the community. I'm about helping humanity. Um, First, let me get into the credits. This is the Woe Entertainment. This is a platform of the Woe Entertainment, which was created to bring awareness of suicide rates of our veterans. So we pride ourselves on having conversations on hoping that we can touch upon people who to think of stuff, not just for veterans. We have a high suicide rate with our teenagers. Hold on, we got our other co-star in. She just came in. How you doing, Miss Willette?
Hey, everybody.
It's good
Good
to see
morning.
you.
How are you?
She always stand in front of that window, be saying that's the glow of the Lord. Yeah, it's the glow of the Lord, the
Bro, that's
sunshine.
the glow.
I feel you. I always had to start with Miss Willette. She be so serious. Her eyes and calmed down, but over the season, when she first joined board, she could see a mouse by your foot through your computer. She be serious, but now she's lightening up and stuff. And not as a pond, you really are lightening up. And so, Miss Willette didn't know that she was light skinned.
Ooh.
She, I told her, so you can tell from the view. I got all these lights on. She barely have some lights on. You can see she's still brighter than me. and stuff, you know. But it's good to see you in the house. How you doing, Miss Willette?
I am fantabulous, and how are everybody doing?
Blessed
Can't
by the
complain.
best girl.
We
Thank
just
you.
said a prayer for Big Hank, who's in the hospital,
I
and we
did.
was going through the credits. Like I said, this is the Woe Entertainment, which was created for awareness of our veterans who commit suicide, and now not just our veterans, our teenagers. We're having almost 22 teenagers committing suicide a month.
Mm.
You know, we worry so much about politics and all that, but we have veterans that go out there, risk their lives for the freedom that we have in this country, whether you want to believe it or not, and to come back and to face the same thing, and it tears people's hearts up. And sometimes people don't know how to open up. Sometimes people think, oh, I can get help with a psychologist or a psychiatrist, and sometimes it's robotic with them. They keep in the notes. That's why you come in one door and go out the next, out a different door. But we want to be where we have conversations. So Woe Entertainment, which was created by Richard King, aka Redneck Pimp, that's a stand-up stage name, along with my good friend of mine, good brother, ain't a friend, he's a brother, Goose. And then we have our social producers, Blue Phoenix, Athens. We have our sponsor, Matthew Brooks, who keeps it going on. And then Sunday, I said Sundays. We got good friends. I'm thinking about last night. Last night we have our musical show, and we're playing movie trivia, right? And it's $10 if you win. We're actually selling it for WO with Cash App it last night. So somebody came prepared last night. Miss Willette seen it. Who was on point last night, Miss Willette?
Ramonda.
And I was
That
hoping
was
that the people
fun.
don't think that by association. I didn't give her no answer. I didn't for real.
No.
She was naming them songs. I mean the movies. If I play the song, you name the movie. So she got $10 last night.
Thank you.
Don't thank me, thank the Woe Entertainment.
Thank you, Woe Entertainment.
You know, Richie even gave her a point and stuff, because see what it is, you got to be able to type it in fast because somebody around the US and other countries is trying to put their words in. And it's really been fun, check it out Monday night. If you think you know the movie, you call it out. You don't have to just get one answer. People be giving left and right answers left and right. And so I want to give a shout out to the BB Nation. And on Wednesday, if like how we network and want people to see what we're doing, we also need to network with with our cohorts. Some of them comes in. There's Richie King coming in now and stuff. Hey, you can't just jump yourself in. You gotta let someone give you an introduction. Because you're the producer of the show, don't mean you just jump in and stuff. Right? But he wants to say a prayer, y'all, for
For
Big
Big
Hank.
Hank.
Yes.
Amen.
Go ahead, Richard.
Great Spirit, we come for you today. Achika naha nahoni. We pray for our brother. Please put your healing hand upon him.
Mhm.
Show him your mercy. Show him your power. Show him why you created all things, that you have the power to create all things, and keep him healthy. Oh, Great Spirit, we ask it our brother from the same tribe in heaven as I fall upon.
Mm.
Bless him. You keep him. May your face shine upon him. Wado, Osta, Usi, Dagahoy, Iman.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm in agreement with that. I say amen.
Amen. You're Indian, huh? Is that Indian?
Native American. Let's do it
Yes.
correctly.
Wow. I felt that in my spirit.
I felt it too.
Yeah, that was powerful.
Amen. Thank you.
Thank you. Don't tell nobody though. I don't want nobody to think I'm a good guy.
That was powerful.
All right, I'm gonna let you let yourself out. Oh, you staying in with the show?
No, brother, I'm gonna go. I got some things to do. My wife's
Okay.
better looking than you, so I'm gonna spend time with her.
Okay, for real.
Later.
Hey man, I think got much love for Richard King.
Brother.
And
Bless you guys. All y'all need some blessings. Here's a little blessings for everybody. Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Appreciate you.
Thank
Blessings, honey.
Thank you.
Oh, and I found out that wasn't an eagle's feather I had. It was a goose feather.
Mm.
He didn't know what I'm talking about.
Somebody would kick me out. Thank you.
I removed them.
Yep, he's back.
So he's back.
Man, I found the feather. I had a long feather, and so I called him, wondering what I do. It looked like a big eagle feather. And so I was all hyped up. I said, hey, man, I got this eagle feather. He said, you better get rid of it. If you ain't no Native American, it's going to cost you $50,000. I was like, what?
Wow.
Now I didn't know how to get rid of it. And then I looked, and my mother said she had found it. She said, that's a goose feather. That's cool. But I think when people can come together, see, we don't know. A lot of people don't understand that God, the Spirit, we call him God, and through his son Jesus. But a lot of people have different ways, languages. We're still going through the same one. Not something that we can build and study, and like they did idols and stuff. I would tell anybody if you got any. I beg your pardon.
That's a beautiful thing to come with different nations and different people. That was just so beautiful, that prayer that he just did.
And it was sincere, because he texted me, because I text everyone to say a prayer for Big Hank, because we got love. You see how much respect, man.
Mm-hmm.
All the white name and everything. That last time he was in the hospital, I went up there to say a comment. It was 385 people was in front of me. Now I'm gonna tell you, the word of God said an act of love covers a multitude of sins. All those people had their sins, a lot of sins forgiven, because they showed acts of love. With social media, sometimes we can see the most derogatory things quickly, but it's very seldom we get to hear inspirational stuff. Like, I was really proud of Cynthia Joi. Cynthia Joi. See, a lot of people want to give people advice. Hey, y'all shouldn't go out, whatever. She gave out layouts, because young people won't go out. But she gave them layouts. Now I understand why women go to the bathroom in groups. I used to say, why they always got to go to the bathroom all together? Now it's understandable, because somebody could get snatched.
Right.
Since I was a kid, I was always taught, if you leave your drink, don't come back drinking on it.
Mm-hmm.
I've been kicked off the dance floor many times with my drink. Hey, no drinking on the dance floor. Hey, let me drink this up, because I ain't gonna sit it down and come back to it.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something else that I learned though from someone I dated back in the day. Never take a business card from anybody at a nightclub or at functions, like partying and drinking. Never take a business card. Someone I was acquainted with had took a business card from a guy, and after a while she started feeling a little dizzy. So she told her friends that she's just gonna go on home early. Mm-hmm. So when she got in the car, she drove a couple blocks, and she was at a light, and she looked and happened to look in the rearview mirror and recognized the guy that was at the.
Was it like date rape or something? Drug or something?
Whatever it is, it was a powder and stuff,
something
that they put on the business cards, and they was following her, because what it is she said she was starting to get real dizzy. Mm-hmm. So she called one of her friends who drove up, while she was driving. They drove up, and these two guys was following. When the other car came, then they turned off.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so there's a lot
the world is so dark right now.
Well, we're fighting with a lot of different demons. They're coming to an end. So they acting up. I was watching the video. It was so sickening to me. This lady got her 8-month-old baby. She's been keeping her in arms, but she had to, how you got something in the cooler and you need to use both your hands.
Yeah.
The lady turned just for a second to get something out the cooler. This dude, she turned around. This dude is holding her baby.
Oh no!
And he said, "What you doing with my baby?"
Oh no!
When I walked up, he stuck his arms up. Yeah, okay.
We would have had a problem.
It was the employees. This is the catch. It was two employees. One was looking out, and the other employee picked the baby up and was walking the opposite direction.
Hell
Now, what if they had walked away and the lady, where's my baby? And the employee's like, what's going on, man? What's going on? You know, you got that baby back there in the store somewhere. Don't take your eyes off your kids. I cannot stand when I see someone let a 2 or 3-year-old run in front of them and stuff. Look, when I walk with my kids, you got to hold them by the hand. Because trying to catch a 2-year-old at our height, instead, by the time you get down and pick up, they move up, they gone. You know, I threw a rock at my baby. Stop. No,
you ain't teasing.
Right off the back. I wanted to do my daughter like that. She was 2. And she said, I want to walk by myself. So I said, okay. So she gets out and she was going towards the street. I said, hey, give me your hand. And she got mad and she didn't turn around. She just did like this with her back towards me. And I wanted to do a Bruce Lee in her spinal cord. For real. A little attitude, had a lip out. I'm like, excuse me, and stuff. But you can be thinking that your kids, they just want to play, but you got to keep your eyes on them.
Because that spirit is hitting all them kids right now, too.
Yeah, they're playing around. You don't know who's sitting a predator. Grown women. You know what I'm saying? For real. And I admire Cynthia Joi. She took it out and give them some codes. And she was every bit right.
Cynthia Joi
together. Me and my partners do that.
That's what you do.
It'd be like, used to be like 4 or 5 of us deep. Homie, you know, you can't drink because you drove. You can't drink. Some days I had to be the designated driver. I used to be pissed. Like, man, I might as well stay in the car. You know, because it's going to be hard to see a lot of people dancing. I can't have a drink. I'm going to stay in the car. But one of the things we do is whoever dropped the last person off, you got to call the person and let them know you made it in.
Right.
That's
and that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Right.
Some people see young people sometimes you like, hey, just built on life. They ain't built with this trauma, just like kids. Kids ain't expecting nobody coming in there grabbing them and damaging them and stuff like that.
And that's why it's important to teach things that you don't really expect to happen. You got to be prepared for the worst no matter what.
You're actually right. We'll tell our kids, go out and have a good time. You need to set out some rules. Not telling you, oh, you need to be over that, but some common sense. Protect yourself.
I do.
When
I have 2 grown.
Used to go to school now.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Ms. Boo.
No, I'm sorry. I have 2 grown men, and the rule of thumb is no matter where you go, you need to let us know. We have an app on our phone, but you still need to let me know that you've made it to where you are, because things could happen. I need to hear your voice. I don't need a text. I need you to call me because I need to hear your voice.
Right. Anybody can have your phone saying anything.
Yes, ma'am. Right.
And
no, we don't do
that. Teach them to be like, look out for each other. When we was in school, I lie you not. If you was late, you know, it was be a group of us kids, especially elementary, and we all walked together. And one time, a guy in a pickup truck, I was in the 1st grade, and he jumped out like, "Come here, y'all! Come here, boy!" And all of his kids took off running. And one of my partners' shoe fell off. I don't remember. I just picked him up and just ran. And he's the same size as me. Forget that shoe. I picked him up and we was gone. We running. So I tell any young people, look, it's, you know, I can understand you you want to be grown and everything, but even as grown people, you know, I get it all the time. Like when I leave with my partners and I come home, they always say, man, let me know you got home safe. You know, it's a terrible feeling thinking that somebody's on their way and they lose their life.
They don't make it.
Yeah, I've been through that. You know, homie on his way to the spot, and next thing you know, he don't show up. Like, what he did, stood us up, and he found out he had an accident on the way to the joint. You know, so and if you love, you know, let me tell you, sometimes we have our grudges and we'll say, "Oh, I'm so tired," and you know, all of this. But sometimes I've been looking at our seniors too. I look at the kids and I've been looking at our seniors, and I've been dealing with an elderly mother, you know, who has been independent all her life, tough from the streets of Los Angeles. You feel me? To where this world, I find it frightens her, you know, and you got predators out there,
That take advantage.
Older people.
Take advantage of seniors all the time.
They are not safe.
And you know what's crazy, Roy? Like you said about your mom. And recently I went to go see my mom, who's been a business owner, who's traveled all across the world. And to see her as a shell of a person who's scared of the world now is devastating. To see somebody that you know that walked in so much power, and they scared now.
And the medical field don't help them. Mother's always scared to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because
I know why. And we know why, because the doctors don't have bedside manners. And like Rwanda, what you said on the last show, that they get a kickback. I actually just turned in my, because I was working for one of the top pharmaceutical companies in the world. And it is to see that, and I work with seniors every day, and it is a big business, and the doctors are no bedside manners, and they put pills, and it's a domino effect, and people don't care no more.
And that's the thing, though. You know, one of the things you just said, like, I seen people so quick to want to put their loved ones in nursing home situations and stuff like that. And now I'm putting my loved one in the hands of some strangers that's just looking at doing an 8-hour job.
Exactly.
Right.
You don't know how they acting.
No.
They abuse them in there. A lot of times they abuse them in those facilities.
You know what?
They do.
I want to add this, show something before we continue. You know, a little flower to my mother, right? If y'all mind, I want to show this real quick. Hold up. Let me show this a little bit.
Hey, son.
You know, I tease you a lot because I got you on the spot. Welcome back. Hey, welcome back.
Roy. Why are you welcoming me back? From where? I ain't been nowhere.
Well, I wasn't welcoming you back from nowhere. I was just thought it was a good song to sing to you, you know.
What?
What?
What you know about that? What you know about that? Hey, what you know about that? Hey, I know all about that.
On her all her fun. Husband been like my best friend, you know.
That is so cool.
That is
so cool. I love that.
Oh, wait a minute, Miss. Thank you. I appreciate that.
That was cool.
You can always tell a mom. Well, you're supposed to be able to tell how a man is by the way he treats his mom and the way he treats his sister.
Oh, don't get me confused. What you say, Miss Rose? No, that ain't nothing. No, it's the other way around. Because look, I had her laughing when I was 12 years old. You know, my mother from Los Angeles. I was 12 years old, and she's only 5'2", and at this time I got to like 4'5", 5'5", and she told me to do something. I looked down at her like, that's how I did her, just like that. All I know is that Muhammad Ali came out of her.
She
Them
jumped
little
up
ones
and
is the
socked
most
you.
dangerous
It was
ones.
like 3, 4, like bap, 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 bap. And I just fell to the ground, and all the masculinity just came out of me. She was standing over me like Ali over Cassius Clay. She said, "Get up." No, thank you. I'm gonna wash the dishes like you said.
Them little ones are the worst ones. Those are the ones with all the power.
Real.
Little
Like,
ones.
boom, 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 boom. Get up.
Them 411s.
Get up.
Them 411s and them 5-1s. They dangerous.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Boy, for real. You know, but you know, sometimes, and I would find myself, you know, sometimes I've had to be like, when my son, he's like, "Dad, I really appreciate you." And then my kids sympathize with me because they said they know that I didn't have a dad. And so they like, "Oh, Dad," they be asking me how you can be a good dad. And I'm like, well, I'm just using imagination. You know, I try to look at what's a decent person as a decent black man. You think that us as black men don't see the tabloids that they always try to say black men is irresponsible, black men ain't responsible with the kids. That's a lie from people I know. That's the way to make us feel separated. I call out for the help to get these black men out of prison. This is why I blame the churches. We'll let the society take all our black men to prison because guess what? They ain't built no infrastructure or no businesses. You still got money. It's not too late to start now. Take some funds, build up a business. There's some things I can tell. Warehouses. I see all these private person can buy a piece of land and put up a storage unit. You can build factories. We can build radios and cell phones ourselves. We don't have no Samsung factory here. Samsung is out there in China or somewhere.
We need to teach people how to fish.
Yeah, we can make our own clothing or make our own, but we don't have. And I got some ideas, and we share them, but I can't share it. Well, even Master P said, but we go to who we feel got an answer because they want to say something to us. That's why, like some of the Christian churches, I see that they sugar up the words now so they can accommodate some of the other ones who ain't trying to live the word. The word is not built around your life. You're supposed to build your life around the word.
Around the word.
I'm a heathen. I'm a heathen. But, you know, today's subject, that's what our subject was today. It was, say it again. What was it, Miss Willette?
When you asked the question, it depends. Was it? It depends.
It depends. It sounds like you're doing a grown person commercial.
A depends commercial.
Yeah. Let me go to. I wanted to make sure we said this
right.
It
correctly.
Yes, and I knew we were talking on the subject, but the subject today, y'all, was really. Wait a minute, I gotta bring this up. I'm still trying to guess it. Y'all could have been helping me. Y'all just real fumble.
I'm trying to remember what it was. I wrote it down, but
okay.
Like if we go one direction, we're moving. We kind of like we're going one direction and then we change our mind and do something else. But I don't exactly know what the wording was.
No, it's hold up. It's hold up. Well, that depends.
Okay.
It's hold up because it's like you have to take a second thought now. Well, that depends. It's like Tupac said, "I'm not a murderer, but don't push me."
It depends on the situation.
See, now you seeing where you following me.
Oh, yeah. I'm too near you not to hear you.
What they say, Miss Willette, would you kill somebody?
It depends.
You might say, "Oh no, heavens no." Then you're like, "Oh,
No.
hold up."
Hold up. It depends. It depends if you're messing with my loved ones. It depends. You never know. You never know
Well,
until
ain't
you're
no
in a
depends
situation.
now on you. You got a list. Don't do this. Don't do that. But see,
Leviticus.
oh, she said the book of Leviticus. But see, look, a lot of people, we was talking about these young ladies. We're talking a lot of times we want to say, oh, don't do this. Like, I get tired. I don't like when someone say, like, I've been hard times and I'm going, like, hey man, I got a job or something, to the church, and they told me, no, hey man, but we'll pray for you, bro. You don't got no food in your warehouse. I thought y'all been storing that up. As everybody knows, and probably the ladies know, I had to submit this. I'm a Raiders fan, and I mentioned this.
No, we wouldn't be able to tell that.
Look, so while you was trying to throw sarcasm, I was trying to lead up to that, Mr. Willette. But that's all right. I'm gonna put a pin right there because I'm gonna specifically come right back to you. Okay. So what I was saying was, everybody knows that before the season, I would wear my hat. And if we lose, I'm gonna take it off, wear something else. Well, this is the first time the Raiders went undefeated in preseason. And so I wear my hat. Now I say this is a point because sometimes we're superstitious on things. We'll make ourselves superstitious. Cynthia Joi, have you ever broke a mirror?
Uh-huh.
And what you feel about it when you broke it?
My superstition didn't come from mirrors. My grandmother had those superstitions. Mine was with the light pole. If one of us go this way, everybody got to go that way. Don't nobody break that.
I still just said that. That's the only thing that I would say superstitious, and it's not really superstitious. I feel like it divides between our auras. If you walking with somebody, you talking, all of a sudden you let a set item come between and makes a division. So I walk back like, hey, hold up, homie. Me and my kids.
You know what my superstition is as a stroke survivor? Step on a crack, break your mama's back.
Okay.
I try to stay away from cracks.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't step on cracks.
I didn't hear that one.
You never heard of step on a crack? Well, that's because you was raised around Santa Monica, so y'all sidewalks don't have cracks. This is in the neighborhood. Santa Monica got good.
I was born in Santa Monica. I grew up in West Hollywood. I didn't.
Oh, see, they definitely don't have no cracks in their sidewalk. Not in West Hollywood. Not for the tourists and stuff. You got stars, but you ain't gonna have no cracks.
Oh my gosh!
And if you did, they would be very small. You can definitely step on them. If you want to break your mama's back, you intentionally got to step on the crack. No, like people have these superstitions, like a mirror. If you break a mirror, people don't understand why the 7-year bad luck came on. That was for slavery. They would tell the house people, because mirrors was hard to come by. So they would tell the slaves to make sure that they are scared to be careful. If you break that mirror, you're going to have 7 years of bad luck. And who can tell you're going to have bad luck is the oppressor. He's already gave you bad luck. So if he tell you you're going to get some bad luck, you better believe you're going to get some bad luck.
But once you start believing it, stuff start happening.
Yeah, only when you believe it.
Now you hitting up on the subject I was talking about, Miss Willette. When you put something to words, I've seen people make up a lie and they have said it so long that they actually believe
themselves.
Yeah.
Words are powerful.
Powerful.
Life and death is in the power of the tongue.
Yeah. Some of my comedy, I've made it up. I lie to you not. I have to, like, wait a minute. That was a joke. I've had people come up to me. Was that you really went through that? Like, no. It was a joke. It's like if I did a script, like the horseback ride.
The horseback ride.
It never happened. I just imagined how it would happen. But I've had people come to me and say, "Did you did you hurt yourself when you fell off the horse?" I never rode the horse, man. If that did happen to me, they'd be wondering why there's a serial killer of horses around the store.
Well, you go to jail for doing something to an animal.
Yeah, but that's why I said, you know, I would be serial killing horses. You would not know it was me because I had a bad experience with horses. So, but that's what people do. We listen to a lie or superstitious and run with it. I seen somebody spill some salt. I picked it.
That's what I was gonna ask about.
They took the salt and threw it over his shoulder.
Yeah.
What that? I don't know what that's supposed to do.
I've seen that one. I don't know what it means.
Well, if you feed the gremlins in front of you, you give them something for the ones in the back of you as well. I mean, for real. And we live with these. And we live with so many isolated things that makes us stay in a Pandora box.
Right.
How can you excel and we see the same stuff over and over? Are we conquered? I can't understand from the life of me. How do former President Trump get away with it? How do he get away with the stuff and the people that's actually making them feel? This has nothing to do with politics. There's procedures. I'm telling you, I found out there's some deep stuff that he had took, and I don't care about the other stuff, but man, all of a sudden somebody in the family got $2 billion and they gave a reason why. Then I found out there was an underground bunker across the street from Mar-a-Lago where Rudy could walk through because he was suffering from alcoholism, so he can walk up under this tunnel. And I'm like, yeah, some of them plans was walking through that tunnel. There was a staff taking pictures. For real. That's why we ain't heard too much from some of these third world countries. Somebody got some plans. Now it look like we're about to have some situations with China. And we definitely don't want no problems with them. They own a lot of our stuff here. To me, it's like it could be a big setup. You get how somebody get them in your house. What I can't understand is when we're the United States, the most baffling thing to me. Somebody please take over. How is this? We in the United States, we're supposed to be one person. They said somebody snitched on Trump, former President Trump. And now I've been hearing these other senators be like, oh, the traitor. How's it a traitor when you're dealing with U.S. top secret paperwork? It's not about your isolated group of people. This stuff is sickening to me, like, oh, this man can't do no wrong. What do you have over these people?
Secrets.
That's what it is.
Secrets.
I ain't never seen some cats, and it ain't just them, like these certain senators. It ain't them. It's the people who voted for them.
That's because everybody's sitting with their eyes wide shut.
Yeah.
Nobody's seeing what really is. They try to pretend as if if we don't say nothing, that means it can't be happening.
Well, that's denial.
And that's what the first thing they said, like January 6th. Oh, that didn't happen.
That's denial.
Isn't that what
this whole country been in denial since the beginning?
Isn't that what the devil do? The devil's biggest trick is to make everyone believe that he don't exist.
And in the church, we all like that. It's like we so discombobulated that we so clueless.
That's because everybody think because it's a church that is safe and is sanctified, and that's not the facts.
I had some people tell me, they was like, how you gonna say they're good people? Well, God said all that I've made is good.
Right.
It's not the people. It's that they got demons that they not resisting. We all suffer from these demons.
Yep.
We'll say something smart to somebody. You may cut your eyes or something. They cut in front of me on the street. You cussing them out. Good thing you don't have a bullhorn that you can speak to the person who cut you over. Huh?
No, what's funny is when you going off on the person that just cut you off, and you going off in your car like they can hear what you saying.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel good. I've been one of those ones.
Wait a minute. I'm gonna tell you something, boy. This little skinny white guy. I gotta take on the part of the freeway, Kansas City. I'm way in the left lane because there's part it veers off. So I'm over in that lane. So I see in the back mirror this dude just zooming. Now you got 2 or 3 other lanes. I guess he thought that I supposed to move over. I'm about to be exiting. That joker comes up on my. So when you come up on my rear end, well, I start
You slow down.
Yeah, because I don't like
brake on.
Yeah, I didn't. So he comes up behind me, and little skinny fingers and stuff, and flicking me out. He gave me the long bird too, and wouldn't look at me. He gonna like that. Man, I was like, man, I want to just catch up to him. Like, who you? You know. And first thing I said, you know what? He didn't know to control his demons, but I'm gonna control the ones who's trying to get me to go retaliate.
You know what? You know what's crazy though? Because when people be giving the finger, I said, do they realize that they point their finger up to God? What God do to them? So you trying to give back at me, but you pointing
trying to put one of them on second grade motors on and stuff. She don't went and said, you're pointing at God. You're not pointing.
You ain't pointing at me.
Well,
you know what? I would have never even thought about that because I know I didn't flick people off a lot of times.
But you doing it up here. So how are you doing it to that person?
The horizontal view, that's communication. The top part of your finger ain't telling, like, hey.
We ain't talking to nobody upward, but in front of me, I see.
It's the side look of that motion. You feel me? What is this gonna do to anybody? So if I just did this, they be like, oh, well, they see it. It's the gesture of this view is what that's the meaningful part. Now, if you turn your hand sideways up like this, then you be like, oh, what you doing that for, God?
Right.
That's when you be like to God, but the top of your fingertips, he don't understand that panoramic vision is.
I'm tired of her.
I'm breaking it down.
Right.
Because I done gave it too many times. Don't make me feel guilty.
This way and that.
No, don't make me feel guilty. Figure out. Now you want to tell me I even practice on that.
I'm gonna use one of your words. What the what?
Down and all that. Now you want to tell me. Yeah, don't put that guilt trip on it. Don't you bring that guilt trip here down.
What the what? Where they do that?
Every time I point my finger, you pointing at God. Don't you give me that. Hey, you ever seen Talladega Nights? When dude said he thought he was paralyzed, and he said, "I hope your kids grow up to be strong, promising, and they can't use their legs." Dude said, "Don't you put that on me? Don't you put that on me, Willette." Had me sit up here thinking, Lord, all the time. I'm thinking I'm doing well, and I'm up here giving you the finger.
That part. That's why you need to keep the whole thing down. That's why you need to keep it down.
How you gonna give someone down? How you gonna give them the soul fist, huh? If I had you gotta believe there's a finger there.
Why they giving me the finger? I piss them off more because when they giving me the finger and stuff, I'm busting up laughing. That piss them off more. Because I'm not gonna be angry. I'm not gonna be angry with you because you having a bad time. I'm gonna laugh. And that pisses them off even more.
Yeah, that works sometimes, but then sometimes my human instincts take.
No, that's them demons. You gotta fight them demons with your, especially coming from Sabrina Green area. There's some demons that came from that area. She knows.
They ride with me forever.
Look, she went up to the high cruise spots. You gotta be a mile up in the air in Colorado Springs. For real. She had to be for real. Because we fight them things. You said the human side. Yeah, the human side. That's what you said, Cynthia Joi. Yes, no, we fight them demons.
Yeah, that's when the human side kick in.
We fight them demons for real.
And then I'd be like, God know my heart, but He know what this human side meant.
Yeah.
You know about that flesh.
So I don't try to pretend. I let
I
it
think
be
the homie
whatever
said
it
prayer
is.
before he beat the dude up. He said, Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do to him. And I thought he was playing, and he beat the dude so bad, and he didn't have no remorse. He said, I already have prayed. The Lord gave me clearance. Because if he would have stopped me, then I would have said, Lord didn't want me to go through with this. But
exactly.
But he said, Lord, forgive me for what I'm about to do. If it's your will.
And then he
whooped that dude's butt. And he said, I guess it was his will. Your will be done, Lord, on earth as it is in heaven. So the candy said, what you guys talking about today? Like, hold up. This is the name of the subject, so the candy. Hold up.
It depends.
It depends. We're going to use the same subject Thursday because sometimes you find yourself saying, I won't do this.
Yep.
But it depends. We said that earlier. Where Tupac said, I'm not a murderer, but don't push me. Miss Willette said, it depends. If you messing with my kids, you messing with, you feel me? There's certain things.
God killed off some people too, because it depended on their actions.
You feel me?
So, hey.
And you can always say, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And then you won't know until that situation arises.
And that's when it happens. Because as soon as you start saying what you ain't going to do, you get that test to see what you're really going to do.
Because you spoke them words.
Yeah.
You gave it life. You gave it life.
Now, you seen them when kids, they want to put a stick. Two of the guys, they got some issues. So one is, the promoter of the fight, one of the kids, and say, this is how we're going to get this going. He put a stick and he puts one on his shoulder. He said, you knocked his stick off my shoulder. Dude say, I really don't want to fight, but if he knocked his stick off my shoulder, I'm going to fight.
That's old school.
Yeah, that was what I said with the kids. Nowadays, we don't. It seems like parents don't even teach some of these kids, these teenagers, how to be rational. For the life of me, I'm trying to figure out how do these young kids get so many guns and ammo and don't have no jobs? This is the
right at the house.
The drugs. They have more stuff that it takes to get into the system.
Right at their house.
Well, I know some parents who say they don't keep no. They were surprised.
They can say what they want to say, but we know what facts look like.
Yeah, but how do all these young kids get guns in their hands? Don't know.
And when it don't come from home, these older guys that's in the streets out there gang banging, give them guns and put them on their team and have them out there doing reckless things.
And you know what? I know that the FBI knows it and stuff because I knew a group of guys from the neighborhood that was going around eradicating, was calling out some of these older cats that was, especially with them young guys who don't have no parents at home.
Right.
Put a few dollars in his pocket and make him, he said, take this to your mom's, youngster, and stuff. And mom's real happy and stuff. So now the young dude's going back. He said, your mom was happy with that, was she? Yeah, man. So what I'm gonna need you to do, we're gonna have to put in some work. See, it's not like a young person just going out there and doing it. It's always something built with emotions.
That what they missing.
Right.
Yes. If you want to make your mother happy, you see your mother suffering and you trying to bring something to the table, especially when TV don't help you at all. They constantly tell you what you need. You need this iPhone 13. You need, boy, so many people got caught on that commercial with the Verizon that they was giving out those 11, and they were like, you get a free phone. You get a free phone. They trying to sound like Oprah. The difference was Oprah, you don't have to pay that stuff back. Verizon was like, okay, drop that bill on them after 2 or 3 months. They like, next thing you know, and guess what? And they knew what they was doing because your plan is off, but the iPhones, I guess they make it where you can contact somebody else who got an iPhone.
But you don't read the fine print. People always look at what the world wants you. Television tell you what they want you to see, but people don't be seeing those asterisks at the bottom. And then we don't read the contracts. We don't read, and that's why we get all caught up with that.
Well, I think some people just took it as like, I'm trying to look like I'm this and that.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't really know what an iPhone is. It's really a miniature laptop. Like I have an Android, but I use it's not just a communication device for me. I use it for my emails. I use it to
everything.
Check out my stocks, my crypto, and all that. Where a lot, like if I can't learn, I'm trying to learn something. I'm trying to help somebody change their brakes. I said, hold up, man, we go on YouTube. What's your call? A lot of times, especially in the blacks, we use it for entertainment purposes. We want to watch music videos and chat on Facebook and all that, and they ain't making a dime. Hoping to get a video out where 1 million people can look at it. So now you get that recognition for what, 20 days, then back to the shed again. We've been, we're coming up, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this week or next week is our last week for the 4th season. We always go like 16 weeks. Somebody asked us, Willette, is she a lawyer? And stuff. That's what they just asked. Soda to Candy asked, is she a lawyer?
No. I'm a lot of stuff, but no.
Well, you are a lawyer. You're an evangelist for God, so that's a lawyer. You trying to help someone save their soul.
Yeah.
Look at you. Yeah, look at you. They want to hear that. You ain't no lawyer. She a stop sign. She tell you, stop doing this, and you stop doing that.
You know what?
I'm teasing.
You know you wrong.
I'm so teasing. But I'm gonna tell everybody, please go on Amazon. Look up Cynthia Joi Town. Look up for her book. Go on there. Amazon, look up Willette Hurst for her book. If you haven't read it, I have read Don't Kill Your Vision for Another Man's Baby. That also falls on this subject. Hold up. That part. That's what I should have said, that part. But I said, because look here. Oh, me and Big Hank really deciphered down this. But I like Big Hank's terminology, but her book is to clean. Why kill your vision for another N-word baby?
Really?
My childhood dream was to be a lawyer. He said, what's your...
But you guys had childhood dreams and you did it. Well, my childhood dream was to be a stand-up comedian. Ta-da!
I did want to be a lawyer when I was a kid.
Well, originally, I didn't even have no dreams because I didn't think I was going to make it that far. But then I wanted to be a teacher, and I became a preschool teacher after my stroke. But now I'm doing motivational speaking and comedy and all kinds of stuff. So, honey, dreams are made if you just keep going forward. So whatever you dreamed as a kid, you can be that now.
Cynthia came up from the deep side, south side of Chicago. On that real deep stuff. I've been through there. So
and God got some great work.
Her life expectancy wasn't past 12 the way she was looking at it. What Miss Romana, what you say?
Oh, mine was medical school. And I did give my dream up for somebody else. I had a full ride.
And you know what's a trip? All four of us, and was talking about the dreams. And I'm glad Soda the Candy brought that question up because we said we wouldn't do certain things and whatever, and all of a sudden we did. What prevents us from not accomplishing your dreams? If you was going to be a doctor. If you was to be a doctor,
being young and in a relationship and thinking that this person had my best interests at heart, like I said, being young. And so I was like, oh, I'll try this. And then again, life happens. You end up with a child. So, I mean, I have pursued other things and but I just didn't do that.
And you know what? Again, it's not too late. It's
That's
never too
exactly
late,
what I was
y'all.
going to say. It's
I
not
was
too
gonna
late.
say
A
the
lot
It's
of
beauty
never
people.
too
of it
late.
is
That's true,
the
but
dream that you
I'm
thought you
putting
wanted might
I'm
not be necessarily for you. God had other plans for you.
that's
Come on,
true.
say that. Come
I,
on, sis.
I will take that, but I will say no, it's not too late. But right now, I've got a 20-year-old that I'm helping put through college. So, and just
She's
by the way,
prioritizing.
But
right,
see,
by the way,
No,
he
but
just launched his
I'm gonna have to
internet
I'm gonna
to
have to
his
tweak
12
you
year
on
old.
that
What?
though. Let me
Yes,
tweak you on that, Miss Veronica.
Congrats.
So what's gonna happen is you trying to help her with her dream, vision, and idea, but then they gonna grow up and go about their business, and life is gonna pass you by.
no,
You still gonna have to do what's in your heart because there's so much in you. There's
I
greatness
I
in you.
believe that. Thank
Yeah.
you. I believe that. I think right now I'm where I need to be at
Okay.
this particular time,
Okay.
as in the fact of there's been additional responsibilities that have been put upon me from my elders in my
Right.
family. So I
So
think
that makes sense. But
I think
it's
I'm
hard
there.
to say I'm putting it aside for this person. Don't say
Right.
that you're putting your life because you said before you put your life to the side for somebody else in a relationship.
I
So
did.
yeah, so don't when you're saying you're
Oh,
doing
you're
it
kind
for
of doing the same
somebody else.
thing for
Yeah, the
yourself.
same thing.
well, she
No,
said it was like 20 years ago.
Right.
Her
But this
baby
soda
was 30
tequila
or
make me
30.
feel like I'm a
he's
diabetic. You
30.
should change
Are
your
you
name.
working? You are working your dreams. Are you working on someone else's? And did have any of y'all put your vision to the side? Besides, we see Miss Ramonda.
Yes, I
Heck
did.
yeah.
No, I'm talking about now.
Yeah, now.
I'm
Right
still
now,
working on mine, working on both. I'm working on my vision, my baby, because I had to take my baby out of foster care while I was working on my
Wait a
job.
minute. To my understanding, let me get this right now. Let me get this right. I was listening
You
to you.
already know, don't play.
Wait a minute. Let me get this right. So you
Look,
telling
you know
me?
you about to get messy. Look at the smile.
I was listening to you. I was listening to you. So you're telling me that here we got this milk carton with a missing child.
No, I didn't say the milk. You brought it in the milk
Wait a
carton.
minute, I'm saying this. I got this milk carton and it's saying missing. Who? This is a baby. Now it's not like the missing children what we used to. This is a carton that has where's my parent at. But this ball sitting over here and the little baby is like, well, it can't be that lady. It can't be Miss Willette's baby because Miss Willette got some other babies around her. And you're like, no, she's so. And no, I'm not saying you're doing this. I'm just saying this in your book.
Mm-hmm.
In the same terminology, you have you got away from your vision to take care of another man's babies. Now, can we relate with that with work? To relate with, okay, as a kid when I was growing up, nobody wanted in my household, they was all about church to go do comedy. I wanted to do stand-up comedy. They said, no, you can't run with the Lord and serve the devil too. And I'm like, God don't have no vision. What y'all typing, texting each other or something? I'm looking right at you. She's trying to look like she's looking right at the screen, but your eyes are
That's
looking that
Cynthia.
way. We talking about your book. When people see this and they say, because I've been had a few people ask me, then how do they get back to their baby? Well, sometimes you get into a transition of taking care of everybody else's baby. Some people don't understand when you got an opportunity to work for yourself, but you work for somebody else. You complain about the situation was going on with your job and stuff like that without learning their infrastructure and can probably do it yourself. I seen this lady. I'm gonna bring her work up Thursday, God's will. She worked at his company and she worked her way up to a manager and she was seeing how stuff was going. And every time she goes to talk to the head people and stuff, they brush her off and everything. So she said, forget this. She took the same format where she had been working with that company for the past 10 years and took what she learned from them and all that and branched out on her own. And now not only has she made more money than her own salary, her comfort zone and everything, because it is real comfortable when you're working with your own baby compared to somebody else's. It's so easy to say it because the thing is that it goes spiritual too. Do you have belief in God to help you through?
Right.
Or
But to answer your question, even though it looked like, even though I was working a job, somebody else's baby, the whole time I've still been doing other stuff. I've been doing books.
well, I never know
I
what
know,
you're
but
doing.
I just.
But are you content? Because
No, I'm not content. You should never be content. But what I'm doing is when you're doing, you asked a question about when you get derailed off of somebody else's vision, you just jump back on that freeway. Just like when I get lost on the freeway and I see that I'm going the wrong direction, I go on the other side and just get back on there. As long as that you have breath in your body, you can always do that U-turn.
Yeah, but see, that's not what I was saying, though. That's not a question. I was really doing a kind of a phrase statement. But if I was to ask you a question, if to somebody who's saying this, how do a person get towards a base? See, now I was giving an analogy, like someone wants to work for themselves, but the concerns of how they pay their bills, how they keep doing the same stuff without, which you're gonna in any transition, you're gonna have some type of goal or
pain,
but it could be where, wow, I just told you this lady worked at this company for 12 years and she wanted to have her own company. But now she took what she knew, got experience with, which I feel like it should be somebody who, before they can jump on having their own baby, is getting some experience of what's it like to try to have your own baby. See, we can't just say, oh, have your own baby. That's what we kind of telling like some young people. Let's say some young people. You got to get some experience first. Put yourself in a position so you can take care of that baby, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, somebody else, when we say we're taking care of their baby, because they got it already kind of.
They already have the foundation. They already have the structure.
I babysitted a friend of mine, him and this girl, and they asked me to come over and stuff. And they had everything already situated. I mean, where the baby's food, what to give them. They had it labeled. If he gets a little irritated, here's some little snacky snack. You just set him right here in his pen and he'll pick them up. You know what I'm saying? He likes to watch this channel and stuff like that. And they had it laid out. It was like so easy. The only thing I had to do was just, hey, you know what I'm saying? And stuff. And so sometimes it's we can say it so easily, but we have to have a roadmap, because sometimes, like I said, it's spiritual too. You got to have that belief. So some people can't step out on faith, Miss Willette, because they are concerned with
rent.
I'm gonna do this now. Rent,
food,
bills,
and car notes.
And how I'm gonna buy me some Remy Martin and a Chase of Stella Artois.
No.
Nice. I want to have me a drink. You ain't gonna
for real.
Yeah, that.
You think I'm playing on Remy Martin?
That's your concern?
Yeah, man, look, Ramonda, I'm like, for real?
That's your concern. Is something I want to do. There were days I couldn't do it, but I sure look forward to when I can have all my before I go party or drink or something. I make sure all my bills and everything taken care
of. Okay.
So that's like my accomplishment drink. Now I'm not gonna go chase after drink, but I still want to do that. You talking about rent? If I can't pay my rent, I sure ain't gonna go drink. If I can't pay my bills and all that, so I can't take up another type of situation until I get this in control.
But you know what? I just thought about something, and when and you made a valid point when you said they can't just jump out and go take care of their baby. They have to be prepared to take care of their baby. Before, I wasn't able to jump out fully to take care of my baby because I was dealing with internal wounds, that stuff that I didn't deal with. So if I would have jumped out to take care of the baby, psychologically, I wouldn't have been able to take care of my child. I wouldn't have been able to take my dream, vision, or idea because I had so much damage that that I had to deal with in order.
Yeah.
So if I got to where I was supposed to be going, that I can stay, because your gifts can open the door for you, but your character have to be able to keep.
But there was times I didn't wait for that. They're taking care of these people's baby, got on my last nerves. Next thing you know, I'm like, take this baby and shove it. And then it was after effects. Then I realized, I don't have no job.
Oh, wow.
I did that one time for real. I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, man, I'm tired of taking care of your baby. I quit without a backup plan. I went out there to take care of my baby. My baby didn't want me. And you're like, yo, you ain't gonna pay no bills with us. You ain't gonna get nothing done. So I had to go. But I think in the mindset you gotta have where you keep in store that you're just doing this like a babysitter. It should be in the mindset of like, this is just temporary. That's what I was saying when I went over to my friend's house and they had it organized. I should look at it as I'm just taking care of this baby temporarily because I got my own babies that's going to be with me. Like I heard Miss Monda say, her 20-year-old. And I could see where she's living her life through her child. But I saw where Miss Willette was saying as well, you know, while he's doing this, you're still doing yours.
Right.
You know, but we should all have a baby that we're trying to take care of our own.
And you know, people work jobs or other people's babies for 30, 40 years, and they take care of that baby for 30 and 40 years. They serve that baby. They do everything they do for that baby for 30, 40 years. Then they retire, and then they don't have no more life for their child.
Well, you know, I mean, there's different scenarios because some people, you know, might take their baby. I mean, when they get older and look out for it. You know, I feel like that with my kids, but I don't want to put myself in that position for when I got older. I didn't plan for my kids. I had to take care of them.
Right.
That's why I said I wanted to move to this island, or basically Belize, which I went looking for. I was like, well, it's way on the end of Mexico. But yeah, and so
he love that globe.
What I think is, yeah,
he look for everything on that globe. Find Czechoslovakia. Find it fast. No,
over here by Russia and China.
I was just messing with.
I was looking for Belize. Belize is way down here by.
We should test him one day. Just have him just spin that globe and see if he can find.
Here's Belize down here. It's by Nicaragua and the Honduras and all that. And I was like, why did they try to? All them Hondurans was coming to Mexico.
See what you did?
I know. I'm sorry. Well, but so here's the thing. So for me personally, I was young when I had my oldest. So that was my life. So now that I have raised him and I've got this other one, I don't live vicariously through him. And when he was younger, I did, you know, we went soccer, you know, traveling and doing those type of things like that. Now I am doing, after 15 years of being on one job, I switched to a whole totally different industry. And I love it. I love it. And
isn't that the point though?
What's your new career? What is
my new career is I actually work in the mortgage industry. So I'm dealing with people's money on the day-to-day basis. So, but like, I mean,
and
as long as you have a passion for what you do, because a lot of people do what they don't.
I'm with you on that, Mr. Mondas. Like even what I do during the day, you know, I'm a civil designer as well as a stand-up comedian. And what I like is that my so many times throughout my year, if anybody know me, I would have to be in Irvine and I got to be there at 7 and don't leave till 4. And then I got to deal with 2 hours of traffic and all that. And I was like, Lord, you know, I want to be able to take care of my baby and somebody else's, but I don't need the inconvenience of getting the 5 hours back and forth from their baby to take care of mine. You know, that part was killing me. I didn't mind taking care of the child, but they wasn't helping with this travel 2.5 hours there and fighting
Right.
traffic and giving people the birds. Then I found out that I'm giving it to God, and I'm like, Lord, I got a lot of begging of forgiveness too, because I gave that finger, and Miss Willette just made me feel like I'm giving God the bird. I can't get past that. I'm like, how many times I'm gonna go back through my life and purge the time I gave the middle finger? You see how other people make other people feel guilty,
Right. Well, Roy, I'm there with you.
Huh?
I'm there with you, because I gave two people the bird the other day. So
That doesn't know. Miss Willette is
I'm
not.
sorry.
She is not grew up like that. She didn't grow up where she gave the bird. She'd be like, "What? Why did you do that?" She giving people hand signs like this. We up and giving them fingers. She like.
I actually blow kisses, like really.
Oh my goodness!
Oh no!
Like I cut the woman off. I cut you off. So what?
I be pissing.
Blew me a kiss.
I'm like, they do this.
I'm like, way back.
Or then when they would cut me off,
make sure I go in the other lane.
You waved at them? Oh, okay.
See, that's why she was saying to us, see, us heathens right here.
I was gonna say we heathens, because we
gave an expression, and with this look on my face, I mean the expression. Now she done made me feel like, dang, I done gave the bird. God, man, see, every time I see, you know what, we need this. You know, we keep it roundabout. Everybody knows that I'm a heathen saved by grace. Evangelist Willette is an evangelist. She goes and speaks highly and everything, and Miss Robinson.
God's still working on me. My motto is I get up in the morning, I thank God, and I decide whether or not I'm gonna choose violence.
Wow, that's something to wake up to. Like, I'm gonna wake up like, do I feel like kicking some ass? I
wake up, I'm gonna choose violence. I'm gonna decide.
I decide whether or not I'm going to choose violence, because I'm a little tight. I'm a firecracker. So.
And so that's like, so. Y'all, did anybody check on Miss Ramonda before she came in? Because
we got to see what her temperature is today.
How does
you know how they do the COVID? How they do the COVID? And you got to
ask the receptionist
before you walk in.
Greta, did you talk to Miss Ramonda? How does she sound? She sounds a little charming today. Oh, she's not kicking ass today. Okay. Lord, that would have been embarrassing today with our clients coming in. But look, I want to say this though. Those y'all on Monday nights, we've been having fun. We're having we play the music from a movie, and you tell us the movie, and it's so deep, and we like.
And Ramonda cheated with her son last night, but you didn't hear it from me.
I didn't cheat. We worked as a team. As a team. They didn't say you couldn't work as a team.
I didn't have nothing to do with it. I just didn't.
They didn't say you couldn't use your lifeline. So I used mine. Okay, I gave you birth. I need some help back. Come on.
But some people's plotting, because I found out some people planning for real. So we're gonna make it very difficult. There were some movies last night I didn't think nobody would get it, and they got it. So I said, okay, now. And so she did get $10. We sell to $10. We are not playing WO will cash app you or Zelle you. We had two winners Monday before last, which my man Dean Cerny and Carl Loomis in Oregon, they won $10 a piece because it was a tie. Last night, Miss Ramonda, who's in Overland Park, Kansas, if I'm not mistaken, she won last night. And so, and then sometimes people put notes and stuff. I seen Hi Willette, and that's why I said that is not the name of a movie. Hi Willette.
Then there was another movie called Hey Hey.
Right.
Yeah. There's no movie called Hey Hey. And some of the other people get like, is those movies? It was a pause that they said.
They were our movies.
Movie? because what's so funny, I'm gonna say this, what's so daring is that every time it's a black song, and I'm gonna say it like that, geared towards hip hop or something, everybody start giving answers for black movies. So I put in a twist to where I took black songs that actually went to some white movies and some white songs that actually went to some black movies.
Wow.
And yeah, and so because sometimes we put a stereotype
Yeah.
and stuff, and I did the same thing. You know, I hear some Johnny Cash and his lady friend, and they singing Jackson, and so I'm thinking it's about a Wagoneer, you know, movie of wagon holders. You know what I'm saying? They in a wagon, covered wagon. They trying to go, and they go in a circle. The Indians come around, Native Americans. You know, Richie and a whole bunch of his friends come to get them for their goods and stuff. But it was really about grumpier old men. For real. I've been finding stuff. Movies like with Red, which is with Bruce Willis and Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I like that movie. They had Red
There's
1
the
and Red
soundtrack
2.
in there. Yeah. So we're gonna pick up this subject again. It's called Hold Up. It depends. Because we always say we won't do something. Some people say we're not superstitious, but we won't let a pole split us. You won't walk under a ladder. To this day, I will not look in a mirror and say Candyman 5 times.
I thought it was only 3.
No, it's 5. Stop playing.
Oh.
I got the 3. One time I was talking stuff.
Y'all scared me.
I was telling her, I said,
y'all scared me. That must be a Kansas thing.
Look, Candyman, you ain't never seen the movie Candyman.
I've seen the movie, but not details like that.
Hey, look here. Let me tell you no. So what it was is, I had said one time, I told her, I said, man, I ain't scared of nothing, man. I get in the mirror and say Candyman. She said something like, you won't say Candyman 5 times. I'm like, what? So I said, I got to the 3rd time, then my mind started sinking. Don't play with the devil. Don't you play. Because you don't know. And then some man, you go out your door and there's a man with a big old hook. There you go. For real. Now, you can find out for yourself, Miss Willette, if you want to try.
I'm copacetic on that. I'm good.
They said 5 times. I got up to 3.
I'm good.
Forget that. That's crazy then.
Y'all can keep standing in front of the mirror doing that. I'm good. I'm Gucci.
Yeah, you feel me? But I'm just saying is sometimes we do say things. We do things. Sometimes we live our life because if somebody was to open up their minds and don't live in no constraints. You ever heard the saying, this person living in their house, their head rent free? A lot of us go through that. Parents, husband or wife, children, rent free. Hey man, we're gonna come back on. I'm gonna see y'all Thursday, guys. Y'all have a blessed one. We're gonna pick back up on the same subject. God bless you, Willette. God bless you, Miss Ramonda, and y'all households and stuff. Cynthia, we here. You know, we'll be like, hey, see y'all later, honeysuckle, sugarfoots. All right, God bless y'all. Until then.
Hey, is this thing on? Can you hear me? Is anybody out there? Hey, tune in. It's the hottest show, homie, on the West Coast.